First Alert.
Thanks, Robert. It's been almost a week since a boxing match came to an abrupt halt. One man ended up in the hospital.
Danielle Dwyer was the only reporter that just kept rolling past that final bell. She joins us now live in studio with this amazing story, Danielle.
Well, Jerry and Viviana, it's crazy how your life can change in an instant. 1 minute, two boxers both hoping for that win. They're starting round one, and the next, a punch that almost ended two careers. Now you can hear the story on how that one fight that almost led to death has now brought two opponents closer together. Friday's fight night started like any other for boxer Tommy Bagnasco.
It's a pretty standard fight night. I got to the venue, got there nice and early, set my stuff down, got warmed up.
The 34-year-old Michigan boxer stepped in the ring to face off against Toledo's Roy Beringer. But just under 2 minutes into the first round, two careers almost ended with one punch.
I remember seeing the big white light.
His career could have ended. My career would have ended. I wouldn't have boxed. I probably would have never been the same after that.
As Bagnasco started seizing and going into cardiac arrest, medics emerged from the crowd to do CPR until the ambulance arrived.
Then I remember hearing two women talking, asking how old my daughter was. And I had to tell them she was only 2 months old and I didn't want to die yet.
Toledo Hospital doctors and nurses worked to revive Bagnasco. That's also when Bagnasco found out it wasn't the punch which caused his collapse. It was a heart condition he didn't know he had, but one the doctor says he's probably had for years.
I always just thought my cardio was bad. I was just like, hey, it's the fight game. You got to push through it. And yeah, here we are. I pushed through all the way to this side. It's not the right side to be on.
But for Beringer, it was a sigh of relief.
You train real hard to hurt people, but you don't want to be known as the boxer that killed the guy.
Immediately following the last fight of the night, Beringer wasn't celebrating the win. Instead, his coach and another boxer went to the hospital. A visit they've now made a routine.
It wasn't a victory until I talked to him, basically. The victory was he made it through.
For Bagnasco, he can't thank them enough.
I want to thank Mr. Ware and his coroner and the EMTs. If they wouldn't have been there, I wouldn't be here.
And he says his next challenge is figuring out what to do now that his career is over.
If I put me in a ring, I feel at home. And it's kind of hard to deal with not ever being there again.
Now, Bagnasco says he'll keep training other boxers. He did have surgery on Tuesday to have a defibrillator put into him to help with his heart condition. It is cardiomyopathy, and he says that hopefully his road to recovery, will be quick. But he obviously wants to spend time with his family. Definitely a scary experience, I think, for everyone.
You were there when he went down and didn't get up. What was it like?
I can't really describe it. I said all the years of watching ER didn't prepare me to see kind of real life CPR, the paddles. I mean, I honestly texted Jordan and Dan back here and said, I think this guy might die in the ring. I mean, it was that.
You thought he was leaving
I
us?
honestly thought he was leaving us, which was not a good thought to have, that's for sure.
Great.
And a week later, he's had surgery and he's on the road to recovery.
Yeah, and he was discharged, so he's home resting up.
Do you have a sense these guys are connected for life?
I think so. Bagnasco said he wants to follow Beringer in his career now. He says he has a good road ahead.
Amazing story. Thanks for sharing it with us, Danielle. Very nice. Hey, a new video is taking over